Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna start working on the C10, the one that got burned in the shop. Off camera, we went ahead and took it apart so I could show my buddy here. This is his truck. This is P. Salinas here. So he could learn how to take everything off to do the ignition switch for his key. At the shop, besides stuff being stolen, they also lost his keys. So he bought a new switch and we're gonna show you today how to put it on. All right guys, so here we're inside. It's a little dark in here, plus it's smoked up, burnt, like I showed you guys in the last video. Look at this. But still, we're gonna try to get it started and all that, but today we're doing a little bit. Here's the new switch, and we're gonna show you how to do it. We already did it, so I was showing him off camera. Here's the old one. They lost the key. It was missing part of it anyways. But there's a nut right here. So that nut's a 13/16. And you remove that nut, and then usually you just pull this, pry it a little bit, but you pull this steering wheel out. And then right here, there's a little ring. You see that ring right there? That one. Okay, that's usually way in there. This is pressed all the way in, flush with this. You usually can get a tool for it, and you'll press it in there. We didn't go get one because we live in a small town and we have to drive like 30-mile round trip to get that tool. But I got my buddy here who's pretty strong, and I had him press this down. And then you take off with the pick and a screwdriver, you take out that ring. Once you remove that ring right there, put it aside, and then this part comes out. That's the one that locks right here. As you turn your steering wheel, it'll lock it. So you remove that, and then this part. And then once you put those things in line, we usually keep them in order. And then there's a spring. Where did that come from again, baby?
Come from right.
See right there, there's a spring. You just take it out. And then here's where it's a little bit fun. And I've done this to my Cutlass several times. It's the same thing. So this part right here, you can move these things around. There's a couple screws you can get to without even moving that. But if you push this up, it'll push this down. Do it again, baby. You see that? Well, when you go up, it clears that screw right there, and you can go ahead and take it out. So we're going to demonstrate that. This is quick and easy, guys. Some guys have asked me how to do certain things like this. Today's a perfect opportunity. Then there's two of them. Where's the other two, baby?
They're way.
There's one right in there. See if you can see in there. It's kind of dark, like I said, but he's getting it out. And then there's another one right there. Here. And these C10s, you do the same thing for the Buicks, the Monte Carlos, the Oldsmobiles, is the same thing. All the 80s are all the same.
This one.
And then once you take those out, this is the one that's to this linkage right here. So you'll remove that one. And you can move that little linkage. You can just pull it and put it down, or you can take it off. Either way. Yeah. Just like that. And then
this whole thing should slide out.
The whole thing slides out. Now it has wires connected to it, so don't expect to just take it all out and just put it aside. We pull it enough and just put it down. We'll show you here with my buddy.
Maybe I didn't do this one.
I'm glad I took the time off camera to show him. He's never done this before, and then I thought, well, we'll make a video and show everybody else, because I do get questions about things like this, and it's easier to show through a video. Is it kind of hard?
Yeah, it's not coming out. Oh, this.
Okay, oh yeah. There's a little, right here on the side, this is for your emergency switch for your lights.
That was holding it up.
That was, you got to take that out. His is broken. It usually has the little thing you pull in and out to put your emergency lights. Well, the screw was in there. You take that out. And this is what we do. We just pull it out and, hey, let it hang right there. Now, we already put the switch, but right in here, this one right here on top, that one, we'll point at it with the screwdriver. That screw right there. When you remove that, go ahead and take it out, Bimmy. Make sure it just don't fall down through your column here, but he's got it. Now, once you do that, this just slides out. See? Boom. Slides out. There it is. Now this is the new one, but we took the old one out to put the new one on. You just make sure you kind of line it out. It has a little,
Way it goes.
yeah, it has a certain way it goes in. You put it in there and you can see it in here. I know it's dark, but there's a little thing that it has to fit in. So you turn it a bit, there it goes. All the way in. Now look, that goes down where it locks the wheel. In and out, in and out. Boom. It's working properly. So now we'll go ahead and put that screw back in.
If I want to drop it.
And that screw, let me show them the screw, Pima. That's a different screw. Look at the way this screw is right here. Be careful, because if you lose that, it's going to be kind of hard to get another replacement, like at the stores or anything like that. I'm probably sure you're not going to find that. So go ahead and put it on, Pima. And that's the only screw that holds this in. You just snug it down. Everything's working freely. All right, Pima, next thing.
Yeah, you just go in reverse order, basically.
Reverse order right here. Just gonna put that in. There.
This one.
Yep, just reverse order and done deal. If you have that tool to compress at the beginning, it'll be so much easier. So I would suggest you do that. We live in Sudan. It's a tiny little town. We don't have an O'Reilly's. We don't have AutoZone. We don't have anything that has the tools to rent. So instead of driving 15 minutes that way, 15 minutes back, we just decided, I told my friend, just push that thing as hard as you can and just do it. So he was strong enough to do that. He had a little trouble because you have to press it, and yeah, your hands start getting tired. If the other person like me can't take it off quickly, it gets kind of hard, but that's all we're doing. We're gonna put this ignition switch. He bought a new starter Saturday, and we put a fuel filter. We're gonna see, we need a battery as well. But when we get all that together, we're going to see if we can get this truck to start. If it starts, that's step number one before anything else. So, like I said, everything's just in reverse order, guys. If you can get that tool, I would suggest to get the tool. Definitely get the tool, because that makes it a lot easier. But here we go. He already put all the screws back in, and then he's going back with the spring, all in reverse order. And then it's that one there. And then that one right there. That's it. So we're gonna press it by hand. I'm gonna have to help him with both hands, because he's gonna push this in. That spring is gonna compress it. And then there's a little bit. Yeah, you see something like that. He's gonna press it. This guy's pretty strong. That's pretty hard, guys. So get a tool. But he's gonna press it down, and I'm gonna push that little ring in there, get it locked up, and then we'll go to the next step. Be right back. Okay, so this is how it should look. Now we got the new one on. There's that little ring right there. Hope you can see it. I hope it's clear. My buddy just sat down, pressed it really hard, and we did it one side at a time because it was getting hard on him. So he pressed here, and I pushed that in, and then he pressed here, and we went around, pressed over there, and I was just holding it while we went all the way around because we don't have the tool today. Now we're down to the steering wheel. So you just line up your steering wheel and you put your nut. All right, guys, so we got the nut placed right there. He started it. And then just get your 13/16 socket, and then you just start driving it in, and it'll start pulling this wheel, the steering wheel in. And it don't have to be crazy tight, but when you get there, give it a good snug. That way your steering wheel is tight. Let's give it a shot there. See? Now it's on there. Look. There it is.
It's locked.
It locks, and let's try to unlock it. Steering wheel's free. Lock it again. And there it is. Everything's back in place. Just like that. So that's step one to trying to start this truck. Didn't have a key. We fixed that issue. It was only like, what, $14, Beeman?
Yeah.
$14 part. We replaced it just now. It doesn't take that long. I just wanted to show you in case you're trying to do this or have that issue and you don't know how to do it. I've done it on my car numerous times. I've had that car since 1995, the Cutlass on the channel, so it's been a long time. Just wanted to show you that, and I taught my buddy, showed him while we were doing it first, and then I said, let's just make a video and show everybody else. So we're back to the project here. Smoked up like we said, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna see if we can crank it. We need a battery. There's no battery. And what else do we need? We need an air filter, but to start it, we'll probably just take it off and just look in there, see how everything is. Squirt a little fuel, see if we can start it. We need to put the starter on. I'm not sure if we'll get to that today, but if we do, we're a step closer, then we got to get a battery. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's helped somebody, because I know everybody asks questions and that's the right thing to do. Never feel like you shouldn't ask because it's a dumb question or you should know that. No, ask. If we got the answer, we'll give it to you, or we'll make short videos like this to teach someone. Thank you.